operations. Inspection. Inspection is the one of the valuable thing when you are doing in a place. Inspection will give you records, observations, and a lot of informations related to that. So, why are workplace inspection required? Why we need an inspection to require? Why we need this inspection? We need inspections to inspect that things are going in the right way, people are following the standards, they are correctly behaving and working in a proper way, their attitude, their body language, their nature is correct. So these are all the things we keep in the mind when we do inspection of the area. Correct? Then, observation safety inspection can be used to identify unsafe act and unsafe conditions. Most important, as we have discussed about this unsafe act and unsafe conditions. So what do you understand by unsafe act?
Unsafe act is related to the person and how he acts.
Exactly. And what do you understand by unsafe condition?
About area.
Area,
Yeah.
situation, or condition. Which is
Yeah,
unsafe. So now, that are the part of the daily work operation of the department. So every department, every workplace, any place where there will be a when there will be a type of conditions, unsafe act and unsafe conditions. Then they can also be used to identify non-compliance. What is non-compliance? What do you understand by non-compliance?
Was not obeying the rules.
Yeah, not obeying the rules or not comply. There are some terminologies in NHS. Comply. Comply means, if you say in a very general English, it's not following. We say comply means following. If non-comply means you are not following the rules. Rule says you need to wear a helmet in the workplace. You are not wearing it. Means it's a non-compliance. Alright? Then the legal duties and other standards on the organization adheres to. Then comes safety inspections. What might we look for? When you do inspections, lots of people, they have their nature, their behavior like to inspect something else. To make it a centralized, you should know how to inspect, what to inspect in the workplace. As we have already discussed, inspection is the most important part of anything. Now, the first point is the general condition of the workplace and equipment. As I said, unsafe acts and unsafe conditions. Then, compliance with safe working procedures. There is all activities, all jobs, all tasks. There is a safe procedures, safe working procedures. People are following the safe work procedures. They are obeying the rules. Then, housekeeping and cleanliness. What do you mean by housekeeping and cleanliness?
Clean the workshop,
Place.
the workplace,
Yes.
and remove everything.
And clear the things. Exactly. Then, suitability and sufficiency of information and warning sign. What do you mean by this point? Suitability and sufficiently. What do you mean by this? Means the area should be covered with all proper signs and things. Then comes fire precautions and means of escape. What do you mean by means of escape?
The way that you can go out.
Go out, how you need to go out, what you need to do. Because in all emergencies, people will get panic and they start running and jumping. So in that case, people will going to lose their lives instead of saving lives of others. So it's very important, you need to keep your things ready when you are in an emergency. Like for example, some people when they are working in a refineries or any hazardous atmosphere or areas, they need to be all standby. so that in case there is any emergency, you can respond to the emergency. Then, effective guarding and of machinery means the machineries which are being operating in that area or the machineries which are working in that area should be properly guarded. Why should we properly guard the machineries?
To save
People from any mishap or any accidents. Sometimes what happens, the people will go around or go nearby the machines and they can get in accidents. Then, condition of and compliance with the PPE. Conditions of the PPE. Sometimes people are working with broken helmets, broken gloves or dirty gloves or bad quality gloves sometimes. So they are not complying with the PPE rules and regulations. Every 6 months you need to be changing the PPE, get a new one, right? Or you have holes in your shoes. It sometimes you can pierce things in your legs. So then sometimes people they are doing inspection with checklist also. You know what is checklist?
Yes.
Checklist means something you have a form, a format, and when you say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Like that. So here we will going to discuss about the advantage and disadvantage of checklist. What are the advantages of checklist? Like prior preparation and planning. When you are going to do an inspection in your area, you know the points which have been mentioned in the checklist. You will going to inspect that things. So you will have a better planning and a better preparations. Right? Then comes consistent approach. You will be approaching all the time. You will checking, yes, this is not done. You will go and keep on saying to the people. Then comes identifying standards. In your checklist, you will be going to mention these are the standards are being followed or not. Then comes easy production of inspection report. From the checklist, you can very easily find what is the report or what is the structure, what is the nature of the HEC in that area. So the checklist. Then comes provide evidence for audits. Sometimes we have audits. They want some evidence, some proof. Some proof they want. So from this you will be able to know, yeah, there is some checklist has been done and the people they are inspecting the things in the area. Then comes disadvantage. Doesn't encourage thinking or observation beyond the checklist. So what you will do? What is written in the checklist, you will be only visiting that only. Just see how the advantage and disadvantage of checklist. So you will be only visiting or checking or monitoring or reviewing which is being mentioned in the checklist. Then items not on the checklist are not inspected. Which is not being mentioned in the checklist, you will not going to inspect because it is not in the checklist. Then comes encourage non-competent people to carry out the inspections. Suppose people who doesn't know anything about HSE, because of the checklist, they can also do the checking. It will encourage people who doesn't know anything about HSE, they can also do inspection because of the checklist. Easy. Can be out of date if standards are changed. Suppose you make it one checklist in 2011 and you are still using till 2019 because there are a lot of laws has been changed, many things has been developed, but you will not be able to develop because it is not mentioned in the checklist, the version or the new update. Then comes inspectors may be tempted to fill in the checklist without actually checking the area. Sometimes what happens, you are afraid of some people or the boss is there, the manager is there. He will say you inspect like this, you do like this, you do like this, you tick like this. Yeah, everything is fine, nothing is wrong. So you will tick all the things. Because before inspecting,